Hey everybody, it's B Diz the Rockstar, part of SuperObvious. In this video, I'm doing a recap of the Season 4 Stranger Things TV show Part 1. Let's go. I'm not going over the whole season, but a lot of it. Towards the beginning of the season, almost all of the main characters are going through an emotional hard time, which is a bummer. Elle is in school, where she is constantly embarrassed and humiliated by this girl named Angela. Will is in school with Elle and witnesses everything and is kind of blah and just there. Max is broken up with Lucas, has constant headaches, seems to talk to her school counselor about how she is doing, and is dealing with the death of her brother Billy from the climax of last season. There's Dustin, who is still dealing with a long-distance relationship that he has with Susie, also is a member of the Hellfire Club, which is a bunch of dorks who play D&D, which includes Mike, who is also dealing with a long-distance relationship with Elle. Lucas is a member of the basketball team and is pretty much benched all the time, but makes the winning shot at a game and gets mad props from his teammates and classmates. We go to Hopper, who is still alive, which we knew from a previous trailer that spoiled it. He is a prisoner in Russia, where he is forced to do labor and is tortured a bunch when we see him, which is emotional to watch. We have Joyce, who has faith that Hopper is still alive and is trying to find a way to find him, especially when she gets this creepy doll sent to her house. She is told by a Russian guard on the phone after finding a note in the creepy doll that she needs to get $40,000 if she wants to get Hopper back. As far as new characters, we have Eddie, who is in the D&D club, who is probably my favorite new character in the cast. We have a character named Chrissy, who has this horrific death with a bunch of her bones breaking and it's all over the news and making the community scared. Other characters such as Fred, who is a paper editor with Nancy, and Patrick on the basketball team die from the same gruesome deaths. All these deaths are done by Vanka, who is the main threat in this season. When Mike is in town with everyone else, they go to a skating ring after Elle is embarrassed again by Angela. She snaps and hits her in the face with a roller skate, splitting a chunk of her head open. Elle is then questioned and taken into custody by some other people. She is then told that she has to go back to where she is from to get her powers back to help fight this fight that can't be won without her. We have Nancy and Robin, who go to the mental hospital to see Victor Creel after doing a bunch of research together. The vibe between them is pretty tense when it comes to kind of getting close and maybe considering themselves to be friends. Steve is kind of a factor in this. We have Elle, who is back at this facility where all the people like her do these experiments or quote-unquote lessons where their powers are monitored and pushed to become stronger. Law enforcement makes a statement on the news where they are welcoming the community to be a part of a debate to express their thoughts on what's going on with the murders. Of course, everyone is in an outrage, and the head of the basketball team, Jason, gives this speech which makes things even worse, encourages people to take actions into their own hands to have justice served since the cops aren't doing anything that helps. So with the characters that have these really messed up deaths, it starts with them seeing a old school looking clock, then die not too long after. Max sees the clock, and knowing she is about to die, leaves farewell letters to pretty much everyone she cares about. Friends, family, Lucas. She goes to Billy's grave, where she reads her letter to him expressing how she wishes things were different and better between them. She lifts up into the air and seems like she is about to die like all the other people before her. We have this super huge flashback of her in the show, along with emotional music, and it seems like she is about to die. Very last second, she escapes the grasp of Vanka and avoids a bunch of huge falling rocks and escapes getting back to her body where a bunch of her friends are. This is a very emotional scene. She draws some images from where she was and it directs them to this house that seems like it's in the upside down. Oh, throughout the first big chunk of the season, I like how the focus kind of seemed like it's a little bit more on Max than Elle. Dustin, Steve, Nancy, Robin, Eddie, and others go to a lake that a gate may have been left open from a Demogorgon, where a few of them go into the water and end up in the upside down. Steve is almost killed by these bad hybrid looking things, but saved by others. Will, Mike, and others visit Susie, where she helps them find coordinates of where they need to go next. One of the biggest things in the season for part 1 is Hopper trying to escape. He has a guard that knows he is trying to escape and letting him go through with his attempt to flee. Joyce and Murray get captured and are flown on a plane to where Hopper is. They are willing to take control of the plane and it crashes when captured. They have a plan to get into the prison to find Hopper. After Hopper escapes while working on a railing system, he is eventually caught along with the guard, Joyce, and Murray. Hopper is in the prison that is outdoors, which is snowing, and it seems like the harshest and worst place ever. Hopper tells a backstory about the family he had and feels like he is cursed and anyone around him suffers. Hopper and all the prisoners are surprisingly offered this awesome meal where everybody is happy. Hopper explains to them that they're being fed, so when they have to fight the Demogorgon, it's happy when killing and eating them. Hopper gets his hands on some liquor and a lighter he will use to combine with a weapon when fighting the Demogorgon because it's afraid of fire. When we finally see the Demogorgon, it's scary as hell and visually awesome how it moves and kills everybody. The look on the face of Joyce when first seeing Hopper since he was assumed dead was emotional. Hopper is able to escape the Demogorgon when Joyce pretty much hits all the buttons controlling the prison so he can get out of the area. Hopper and Joyce reunite, which is a very emotional moment. The last big chunk of the season is with Elle. There are lessons where she still to this point has not had her powers back, which is surprising. There is a competition between her and 2, which she wins and shows how her powers could be returning. There is a guy named Peter, or Henry, later known as 1, and tells Elle about her mom. Also is going to help Elle escape the facility. We also see that he is Vanka, which is the huge reveal at the end of the season. There is more that goes on, but that is most of the big things that happen in part 1 of Stranger Things Season 4. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the season, like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Totally for sure.